about makeup. Let's talk about your signature look. Let's talk about how you figure this mess out to make it simple and actually get done what you need to get done. All right, let's talk about skin prep. In order to properly prep your skin for makeup, you first gotta know what your skin wants, what it needs, and what it's gonna do throughout the day. So, my first step is to wash your face and don't do anything to it. For as long as you can go throughout your morning after washing your face, just pay attention to how your skin reacts. Does your face get really tight and you have to put on moisturizer after a few minutes or an hour? If that's what it asks for, then by all means do it. If it doesn't ask for moisturizer, if it doesn't get tight, does your skin feel good? Does it start to get oily around the afternoon time? Or do you notice redness, flakiness? Pay attention to how your skin acts and just behaves naturally, uninterrupted, without any products, and then pay attention to what it's asking for. And so if your skin is dry, we're going to pay attention to moisture. If we have some irritation, we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And of course, if it gets oily either all over or just in certain areas, we'll be able to notice that and handle it properly with our skin prep. Through it, super simple. Figure out what your skin needs and give it to it. And again, this is makeup. This is for a short period of time. Makeup is not going to be a long-term fix. For long-term maintenance and upkeep, you're going to want to have a good skincare routine that gives your skin what it needs. So if you need to go and visit an esthetician or a dermatologist to get personalized recommended products, to get a good facial, to get deep answers as to what you're dealing with and how you should properly respond to it, because makeup can't fix anything. It's very short term. It's just a band-aid, and your skin is going to be with you for your entire life. You have to start with love and with respect for who you are, for what you have, what you're working with. And when we handle the roots causes, when we take care of our roots, who we are, that means making sure we're getting in our water, taking care of your health. Again, having a skin routine with the proper products. That doesn't mean that it has to be 15 steps. It does not mean that you have to go and buy every product that comes out. It does not mean that you need all the oceans and potions in the book. What you need to do is figure out what your skin needs and then just give it to it. That's it. So slow down. Pay attention, accept with love and gratitude you for who you are, as you are, with whatever is going on. And then again, proceed with love. I love myself, so I'm going to figure out what's going on. I love myself, so I'm going to ask more questions. I love myself, so I'm going to make a routine and stick to it. Even if I feel like shit, or even if I'm on my period and I don't want to do anything, I'm going to make a routine and I'm going to stick with it, because discipline is the highest form of self-love. And that's what I need for you to understand out of this. It's not about the makeup. We're going to put on the makeup and we're going to look good when it's on, but the makeup it's just the icing on the cake. It's just the cover of the book. People say all the time, don't judge a book by its cover. And I just think that is because we spend a whole lot of money on visuals and looks and getting the perfect cover, because we all know, especially in the social media era, that how you look visually can immediately get the attention that you need, make people stop and see you, the people that you need, attract the people that you want to you, repel the people that you want to you, to make a message and a statement all coming through in an instant just by how you visually represent yourself. So yes, we do judge books by the cover, but what's more important than the cover of the books is what's in between the pages. So write your book first, flesh it out, you figure out who you are and what the meat and the core of it is. And then from that, we can decide how we're going to wrap it, how we're going to present it, how we want to be perceived. You make that statement, you control it. And by taking control of that, by owning your beauty, this makeup routine turns into a ritual where you are reminding yourself how to love yourself, where you are taking a moment to breathe and to feel and to love yourself all over again. And then the makeup process is about moving forward into the future, about stamping your essence into becoming what it is that you see your highest self to be. That's what it is. You are kind of giving yourself like a mini transformation. You don't get a quicker, more self-sufficient transformation than putting on your makeup. You don't get instant gratification from anything else. Really think about it. We are trained to it because it's nice. Isn't it nice to not really to get exactly what you want when you want it, when you ask for it? It's nice. The thing is that feeling that instant gratification is available to you in all things. It's just us that blocks it. So allow this to be a practice. Allow this to be a moment where you fall in love with you, where you fall in love with the process, where you decide who it is that you want to be in this world and how you want to be received in this world, the mark that you want to leave. And then use the core of that process to continue after the makeup is done. After the makeup is done, because that's when it matters. You then have to show up and do and say all of the things that you have come here to do and be and say. It's necessary. It's necessary. So this is step one. And I can't wait to see what you create and all that you become and all that you have to share in this world. Let's go. All right, so we're back. We were talking about silicone-based foundations. So silicone-based foundations are your oil-based foundations. They are advertised as texture smooth, luminous, dewy. I usually use these types of words. Now, they are gorgeous. I love oil-based foundations, and they get a bad rap because they can clog your pores. And I say that because oil sits on top of the skin, does not seep into the skin like our water-based foundations. And so in that case, we have to make sure that we are starting with a clean and happy base so that when we put the makeup over top of it, it is going on smoothly and we're not trapping any nasties inside of our pores. Now, the pro to having that layer over top is it's like having a pretty band-aid, and oftentimes that makes it more water resistant and transfer resistant as a sealing layer. So in my personal kit on my skin, I prefer for silicone-based foundations. I even go as far as to airbrushing them, and the final effect is like having a living filter on your face, because as those light layers dry, I can build directly over top of that, building up color and definition and also coverage as needed where I need it to have a nice smooth overhaul. So in conclusion, I hope I don't have a booger. If I had a booger all this time and y'all didn't tell me, we're not going to be friends anymore. Let's just be clear. So in conclusion, these are the things that we need to know and we need to do when we're priming our face for makeup. First, understand that your skincare is important, and any corrections, maintenance, and things like that need to be handled in your disciplined routine, skincare routine, so that you can handle all of the deep things, get your skin to a very happy place. When we come to our makeup desk and we're ready to start prepping and priming our face for the day. The goal is to get the skin moisturized, happy, and balanced. So we go in with the we cleanse, of course, start with a clean face. We cleanse, of course, and then we go in with the moisturizer that our skin prefers. Maybe this is something that adds extra hydration. Maybe this is something that calms redness. Maybe this is something that blocks the oil. Choose the moisturizer that makes your skin happy. From there, we massage it in with love. Spend some time using your hands. Use a little bit more than you may think that you need. And really just give yourself a breath of relaxation. Get to know your face. Feel for your bones, your cheekbones, your jawline, and always, always, always moving in an upward direction. Follow your intuition. Do what you feel is needed. If you're a little sore in your jaw, then spend a little bit of extra time there. If you are concerned about being or wrinkles, just spend a little bit more time there. Do it all with love and breath. Do it all with love and calm breaths, and just give yourself the love that you need. This is also a great time to remind yourself of your morning affirmations, to give yourself a little pep talk, to re-center yourself with the breath. So breathe, calm, love, and feel. And when you're done, you should be relaxed and centered and ready to go. So if you don't do anything past the step, by now, right now, after just moisturizer, you mentally are clear, open, and ready. Mentally, you are clear, open, and ready to set your intention for the day and to head out as your highest self, as the best version of you, as all that you want to be. Baby, you don't need no makeup to do that. You need to make up your mind to get up and go out and do that. And also, don't go out looking crusty and wash your face. So now that the skin prep that, oh wait, nope, moisturizer. After the moisturizer comes the primer. Now, the primer can do two things. It can do, well, actually, it can be more than two things, but it can be a water-based primer that will moisturize your skin, maybe mattify your skin, go in and again do what your skin needs it to do, in addition to being able to hold onto your foundation. So either a water-based primer or your silicone-based primer that will go in and make some fine lines, wrinkles, stop the oils, let it settle for a second. Each step you want to let them settle for a second. Get your moisturizer on, let it sink in. Put your primer on, give it a second to let it sink in and do its thing before we go through and put on our foundation, which is going to be our next step. Remembering that the foundation and the primer need to match. Foundations and primers need to match. They don't need to be the same brand, but oils and oils, waters and water go on top of water, and water cannot go on top of oil. Remember that. Put it in your back pocket. You might need that later. But always moisturize your face. Give it what it needs. Lots of love and intention, and speaking and remembering from the heart who you are and what your purpose is here and what you came here to do, and getting up and doing. Let's get this face on. Oh, I thought this mic was off. I would have been so mad. I know I told you we were gonna go put on foundation. I know I told you that we were gonna go put it. Girl. I know I told you we were gonna go and put on foundation, but I just realized that you probably don't even know what you need to be using. So I'm gonna give you two tools that I might get in trouble for this. Every makeup artist might hate me. Actually, I might not even sell any more classes after this because you just won't need me. And I think the fact that I don't want to tell you is the reason why I actually should tell you. So I'm gonna give you some juice, and I need for you to share If this helps you, go and tell somebody that just can help you. Just make it worth it. Because I feel like a lot of people gonna be mad at me. A lot of makeup artists gonna be mad at me. But you can do this. And it's super simple. And it has never been this simple. And this will save you so much time and money finding products, buying the wrong products. I know you have drawers full of stuff that you don't use and don't look good on you because you thought in the store that it was gonna be cute, and then maybe somebody told you it was gonna be cute, like a YouTuber or something, but then when you brought it, it was not cute, and then you didn't have the energy to take it back. You see, the whole goal of building your signature look is not just knowing what looks good on you. Is also about shrinking your kit so that you can not have to think so hard about what you're going to wear. Having just 3 lipsticks and 2 or 3 lip liners, and you have only what works good on you. Everything looks good, so it takes the mind process out of, oh, should I wear this with that, or this lip with that eyeshadow, and does that match, or is this right, or can I all your favorite stuff that works for you in one little bag, and one little kit, one little palette, and you're good to go for whatever you want to do. Whether you just want to throw on some eyeliner, or if you want to look like a freaking glamazon. Ooh, that was nasty, excuse me. Or if you want to look like a freaking glamazon on your date night, you can do it all from one tiny little bag, and you don't need a whole big old kit. So, the first thing that you need to do is go through, of course, your skin prep step. Well, not your skin prep step, but the first thing that you need to do is clean your face, moisturize your face, and find a window. You want to get in front of natural light. Nothing harsh. You don't want the sun directly into your face. You can stand in the shade, but you want to take a selfie of yourself. You want to take a selfie in nice, even light so that your skin tone is evenly shown. It is better if you can see your face and a little bit of your chest. I know people say you don't match your makeup to your chest. I don't know who they are or where they are, but if your chest is going to be out, you want your face and your body to match. It is important. So take a picture of yourself in nice, smooth, even light in front of a window in the shade. Just making sure that you can clearly see your true skin tone. That's step 1. Step 2, we are going to go to ChatGPT. Yes, I said it. We're gonna do it. You're gonna put your picture into ChatGPT and ask it to give you a color analysis. And it will. It will. It will break down and tell you your color season, what colors will look good on you. It'll give you some suggestions on what colors to use on your eyes, on your lips, and overall give you a better understanding of your skin tone and your coloring in seconds just by posting a picture of yourself. The second thing we're going to ask ChatGPT to do is to go deeper and to suggest a few foundation shades, keeping in mind your particular skin type. So you tell it, hey, I'm looking for, give me 3 suggestions of foundations that are water-based that could best match my skin tone. And it will. Now, you're not going to go off and blindly buy those foundations. That's not what you're going to do. But you're going to go and you're going to check them out. You're going to see the similarities and the differences between the suggestions. Use your own discernment into seeing if you think that this foundation shade may be a good fit. And I will always and forever tell you, girl, get a sample first. You don't gotta buy the whole thing. Go and get a sample first. Try it out. See how you like it, and then adjust. I've tried it, and the foundation suggestions have been pretty good. There has been a few misses. It's a computer. It's not going to be perfect. But with discernment, I can go through and find a few foundation shades to sample or to try, to experiment and fine tune my way into the perfect foundation and concealer shades. But with the understanding that it can give you, it can point you into a more focused location. So I'm not just going to tell you, it's not going to tell you, oh, it's a warm autumn or a deep autumn, but it's also going to say, okay, you have a golden undertone, you have hints of yellow and peaches in your skin, so you need to search for foundations that say word golden, caramel, right? So you're not just getting examples of the actual foundation stage, but you're also learning how to look for and how to recognize how they advertise our color shades. I just wish they would just say what the freak is inside of the bottle, but they have to come up with these fancy names. If we could have an industry standard of shade names, that would be wonderful. At least give me some sort of organization. Make it make sense. I can get with the numbers because the numbers have meaning, evens or cools and twos or whatever. But when the foundation rants over, use ChatGPT. Use ChatGPT to give you a color analysis, learn about the tones and the colors that are within your skin tone, learn about the colors and tones that will complement your skin tone, and then turn around and ask it for its best suggestions on what foundation shades would best match you, and then go and get some samples, test it out, use your discernment to find a shade that works best for you. And this can take you from years years and months and hours and hundreds of dollars wasted, shrunken down into a quick, 30 minutes of exploring and learning with ChatGPT. Now that we have that, the second tool is what's going to put it all together and take you into the store. So now we know what to look for. We know what type of samples we want to try. We have an idea of what colors look good for us, but ChatGPT does not give us very many visuals. It can tell you, these are the names of the colors, but it's not going to give you actual pictures of the colors. So the next app that we're going to go into is called Colorwise Me. This is a color analysis app that will do essentially the same thing, but show you your colors. Now, I like to use both because I've used Colorwise Me a few times just for analyzing my skin, and I've gotten a few different results. So I found using the two tools together gives me a more direct, gives me a better overall feel. So what you want to do is go into Colorwise Me. It is worth the money. I don't even know how much they're charging right now. I am not sponsored. When I brought it, it was like $12 and I use it all the time. So it's not even a subscription. So whatever they're asking for, pay it, just buy it. Don't just get it. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna do the color analysis. You can put in your picture and it will either give you the same or something different. Try it a few times, but I like to go on the side of what ChatGPT says. So when you go inside the app, you can create your color palette. It will go in and say, okay, your deep autumn, this is deep autumn. These are your complementary colors. These are the colors you should wear. These are the colors that you should wear on your eyes. These are the colors you should wear on your lips. These are the colors. You get to see all of your colors within that app. So then you can go out and search for the eyeshadow, search for the outfits, search for the jewelry. This is your template. This is your outline. This is exactly what you need see to be able to start identifying the colors that you actually need to put in your kit, or that you like to wear on your face versus what you want to put in an outfit or what you want to wear out. The second part, this right here, is why you want to spend the money on it. This is why you want to spend the money on it. Colorwise Me has a camera app where you can open your camera and at the bottom it will have your entire palette, all of the colors that look good for you. on the bottom, and through your camera you can scan it over palettes, you can scan it over lipstick colors, you can take it with you into the store when you're shopping for makeup, when you're shopping for clothes. And as you scan over those colors, your palette at the bottom will jump. All of the colors that match, all of the colors that resonate with what is on your camera will start to jump. And so when you scan your camera, this app, over a palette that you think you might like and you might want to try, and you see all the colors at the bottom jumping, you're like, yes, this is going to look good on me. But when you scan it over something and you're not getting a whole lot of action at the bottom, or when you're showing putting a dress up, or like an outfit, when you scan it over the outfit and you're not seeing no action, maybe this is not going to be what compliments me best. And for that alone, I freaking adore it. But you don't have to just do it in person. You can also do it online. So for online shopping for a foundation palette or a blush palette or something that you see that you're like, oh, I think this is gonna look good on me, take a screenshot, go back to the app, and then scan over the palette in the screenshot with your camera, and still look for the jumps at the bottom, look for the reactions. And if we're getting a lot of reactions, well, then this is a green flag that this palette may work for me. I may get a whole lot of uses out of this. And with this tip, you're gonna stop buying stuff that does not look good on you, because everything that we like does not like us back. And again, as somebody who walked around looking crazy for a while, I know that everything that you like may not like you back. And it's just embarrassing for me, because I call myself a professional. I can make other people look good, but somehow for me, it's just hard to see me. If I was outside of myself, and then that would be one thing, but me being me and then not really being able to see and then look at it, it's just different. Sometimes you need a different perspective. So this app, Colorwise Me, in combination with ChatGPT, will help you directly figure out what foundation shades you need to use on your skin, what colors look good on you, and go into the store and shop confidently that you're going to pick up the lip colors and the eyeshadows and the blushes that not just look good in the palette, but also look amazing on you, and save all that money from buying the stuff that you like but may not like you back. And I promise you, you will get a whole lot more uses and a lot more love out of the products that you use. I feel more now, it feels better to get to the bottom of my favorite product than to have drawers full of products. And after you get to a point of collecting all of these things, it gets really hard to get rid of it, because with makeup, it expires. And if you don't use it, you're throwing away full product. And that just does not sit well with me. I don't like that feeling. So if I can pick up something that I love and wear it out, then I'm going to rebuy it and I'm going to keep it with me. And this is a base element of building your signature look. See, now it's not about looking exactly the same all the time like a cartoon character, but everything is so cohesive. Everything looks good on you. Everything works for you, and you can adjust it towards your mood, your style of the day, the occasion, whether it's just a daytime, or if you're going on a date, if you want to look cute on a run, or if you don't care at all, you can do everything that you want to do and still look polished and cohesive, and it be your signature, because everything works together. Everything looks good together. Everything is built around you. So you're not thinking about how or why or what. You're just flowing. You're just doing your thing. It's not a thought anymore. You're just showing up. You're you. And people see that and they recognize that. And then they start to expect that. And now you're known as you. So go through the tools, experiment, see what what type of feedback that you get. And of course, if you need help, please ask me, reach out, do all of that stuff. But honestly, I want you to be able to do this on your own. That's the whole point of this. It's for you to be empowered to go out and figure all this out on your own, and to shop for yourself, and to do all of these wonderful, beautiful things. So figure it out. So you got this. Go out, explore these apps, ask all the questions, reach out to me if you need help, find your way into the community and chat with the ladies in there, and post your pictures and see what you find. And what have you learned? Were you on the right track this whole time? Or were you somewhere off in left field and finally found your way through the maze, and you're discovering that things loved you that you never even imagined? So I'm excited. Go explore, and I'll be right back. All right, love you, bye. One last thing before we actually start putting on makeup. I'm just realizing we're doing a whole lot of talking barefaced. So I hope you appreciate the real and rawness that I'm bringing to you right now, and reciprocate. I need for you to be real and raw with me right now too. I know I'm not there. I know I'm not seeing you right now, but you do it for you. All of this is for you. So get real with yourself. Be comfortable. Fall in love with just being, because you deserve it. Okay, so let's start talking about our tools, because you can't really get into the makeup before we get into tools. So here is my nice handy dandy brush kit. I love my brushes to an extent. I started off with brushes. Everybody starts off with brushes, but throughout my journey, I learned that I absolutely hate washing brushes. So I transitioned into airbrushing, but not cleaning. I transitioned into airbrushing my makeup, where I can spray all of my products, almost everything, through this airbrush, and I only have to clean the airbrush plus the few actual brushes that I may use. So instead of using the 15 brushes on like a full-on look, I can use like 3. And the less brushes I can always use on any sort of look, the better, because I hate washing brushes. But we need to wash brushes. So the thing that you need to understand about your tools is not what the name of all of the brushes are. There are like 50 million brushes, and they're going to keep coming out with new designs. And there's always going to be different hairs and fibers and shapes and styles and colors and all of that stuff. All of that it's a lot. But the things that you really need to know is that its shape and its size determines its function. Now, the hair type will determine how well it does that, but at this point, it's pretty much everything's pretty good. Like, actually have to go and get a brush, although they are very nice. You can spend $500-$600 on a makeup brush. Do I recommend it? If you got the money, then yeah. Do you need to? Nope. So again, size, shape equals this function. So what size is the brush? Do I have a big brush, or do I have a tiny brush? Big brush will cover big space. Tiny brush will cover tiny space. Where am I working? Am I trying to cover all of my face? Am I trying to get into the crease of my eyes? How big is it? And then we work into the shape of the brush. The shape of the brush will determine where it fits. So having a flat brush will lay down product. It will place it down. It's flat, and it will fit in placing stuff down. This shape is more of a dome shape, and it's rounded. So it's better suited to fit inside of places that are a little bit deeper, a little bit rounder, that may be harder to fit into than, say, bigger brush, where it can get into the area, it can cover the area, but it's much larger. So it's going to spread the product in a much bigger area than, say, this smaller brush that's also pointed, that can also fit in this area, but is very tight and cannot spread the shape, spread the product as far. And you know what? I lied to you because I left one out. Size, shape, density. That's important. My bad, y'all. You need the size, the shape, and the density. And by density, I mean how many hairs are in the brush. How hard is it for that brush to move? So this brush has lots of hair, and it is very free flowing. It's not very stiff. So I can pick up lots of product, and I can also move it around very lightly, fluffily. Whereas this brush is dense, but it's also rather stiff. You see, these bristles fluff back, pop back, tighter, faster. It's stiffer. Stiffer brushes don't move product around as much, which means it's going to stay where you place it, which means it's better for full coverage. Yeah, you're so smart. And fluffier brushes, because they move around a lot more and it can pick up product, not only can it fit on a bigger area of the face, but it can move that product around looser. It can fluff it around, which gives us a more even, light, airy, air finish. But it also has a lot of hairs in it, so it can also pick up a lot of product. And if you're not careful, or if you're not going for that, it can also put down a lot more product than you may intend. So this is what I want you to think about when you're going through your brushes and you're trying to pick a brush for whatever you're trying to do. Okay, size. How big of an area am I working with? How big of an area do I want this color or this pigment to cover? Do I want it to stay very tight where I put it? Do I want it to be, oh no, I don't know if I haven't been recording this whole time or have my voice on, but that's okay because I can start over. So now we're going to get into talking about our brushes. You need to know what tools. So we're going to get into talking about what tools we need in our kit. We're going to go through brushes for now because they are widely available to everybody. Although personally, I hate washing brushes. I despise washing brushes. I hate that I have to wash brushes so much. I hate that I have so many of them. Girl, I don't like how wrinkly my fingers get when I'm washing them. But I love what they can do for me. And I love having them in my kit for my clients. But so many buts here. I wish I had it behind me. I have transitioned over to airbrushing because with this airbrush, I can replace so many brushes and just clean this one little thing instead of all of these things. And yeah, this is my love joy that we will talk about a little bit more later. What you need to know is how to figure out what brush to use for what. They come out with new brushes all of the time. There are so many different options and sets and hairs and lengths and all sorts of different stuff. To make it simple, to figure out what you need for yourself and for your own makeup kit, for your own makeovers. Okay, let's take a break. All right, and we're back. All right, so in summary, size. So this is what you need to know about your brush. Okay, this is what you need to know to figure out what the brush can do. Because that's really all that matters. What can it do? Can it do what you need it to do? Or make it, of course you can make it do what it do. Can you make it do what you need it to do? Or can you adjust it to do what you want it to do? You need to do. Let's do the thing. Oh, jeez. Oh, we haven't even put on makeup yet. And I'm just, woo. Okay. Size, shape, density equals this function. It's size. Where can it fit? Is it big? Is it small? What sort of area do you need it to cover? A lot or a little bit? Size, shape, Can it fit where I need it to go? Dome brushes into depths and crevices. Flat brushes lay down flat. Tiny pointed brushes can make straighter lines or softer lines than bigger, fluffier brushes. What is its shape? Can it fit where you need it to go? And also remember, flat brushes lay down, dome brushes fluffy blend. Flat brushes lay down, fluffy blushes blend. Try to blend with one of these bad boys and you look like an impressionist painting. It's just going to be nice and streaky, which is the look, then go for the look. But lay it down, blend in. Again, the shape. And then the last thing is the density. The density is going to let you know how much of that product will it actually pick up. So how many bristles are in this brush and how tightly are they packed together? Are they long? Are they thick? Is it stiff? You see, we got very long, fluffy bristles here. It can pick up lots of product, but it can move. So it will nicely blend out that product or that powder or whatever I put on it. And let's see, this is we're going to go back to this one. This is a denser brush, but it's very stiff. These bristles don't move as much as the other one, which makes it very optimal to lay down a lot of product. This will give you a more full coverage look because it will pick it up and it will put it down. This will give you a softer, more blended look because it will pick it up and it will put it down a little bit of everywhere. And so think, what do I want to happen? What am I trying to do? What is the finished goal, right? Do I need to blend it all over and make it look soft? Something big and fluffy. Do I want to do my cheekbones and get it just into my contour, but still soft? Something domed and fluffy. Do I want to just get color into my crease of my eyes? Something smaller, domed and fluffy. Do I want to blend out my eyeliner but not smudge it all the way across my eyelids? Something much smaller, domed and fluffy, and a little bit stiff, much smaller, dome, and a little stiffer. So think about it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't actually think too hard about it. Just, what do I need it to do and can it do it? What does it look like it can do and does it do it? And if it don't, then wash it off and try it again. It's makeup, baby. You ain't got it. This is not a tattoo. This is not permanent. You mess it up, you wipe it off, and you try it again. Do not take this too seriously, because if you do, oh my God, it will not be fun. Okay? Breathe. Take it easy. That you like, something that just makes you feel good when you pick it up, whatever. And experiment. Now, of course, we can get into sponges and all those other tools, but it's the same. It does what it looks like it can do. They're just a lot harder to wash, which is why you don't see them here. Because if I don't like washing brushes, imagine how I feel about sponges. So, on to the next step. We're actually going to start putting on makeup. I think you're ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Okay. No! Y'all, I was just kidding. We got one last note before we go in and we start actually putting on makeup. And I want you to ask yourself these two questions. How do you want to be perceived through your makeup? How do you want the world to see you? How do you want the world to take you in? How do you want to put yourself forward? What do you want people to think when they see you? Control that. Go as much as you can. I can't control how people feel about you, but you can nudge them in the right direction. You can give them some signs, evidence. So how do you want to be perceived in the world? And then the next question is, how is that translated through makeup? How do you translate that into your look? Does that mean for you that a red lip is really your thing because you're passionate and you're bold and you say what you want to say? Or maybe you feel like your eyes are your best feature, or you can just get lost in them. And so you prefer maybe lashes and a little bit of sparkle around your eyes to really draw people in. Maybe you just like nice, glowy skin and looking like you put no effort into just waking up and looking amazing. Then that's the look that you should go for. So think about how you want to be perceived. How do you want people to receive you when you go out? Who position is your best self in? Are we professional? Are we seductive? Are we fun? Are we bright? Are we outdoorsy? What is it? And how do you say that through your makeup? Now, if you have a lot of questions, if you're still trying to figure this out, or if you want a little bit of inspiration, we're going to go back to our homie ChatGPT and ask it for 2 to 3 recommendations of women, I asked it for 2 to 3 recommendations of people about the same skin tone, of the same ethnicity. I find that the results work better. When I say specifically, I want people in about my same skin tone and my same race, so I can see what other Black women are doing, what other women looking like me, and then also go in and have it give you mixed recommendations so that you're not just looking exactly at your closest skin tone, but you're also seeing how it translates through other skin shades as well, so that you have a more rounded view of what you can be inspired by, of who you can be inspired by. But as a Black woman growing, I've been Googling for a long time, and I know if I don't ask, then I'm not going to get it. So for you, go in and ask for specific recommendations of people that you may look to about the same skin tone, and then also for general recommendations of people who are also within your same color season to get outfits and makeup and just different feels of how they put together their colors, what colors really look good on them, and also how they are perceived in the world, who these people are. So personally myself, of course, this is me, I'm telling the story. So when I went in and I did this for myself, I got back Beyonce, which I was not expecting, but through the makeup and her styles of looks, I could definitely relate, because Beyonce's makeup is always rather soft. She's a little ethereal, a little mysterious, because we don't hear her or see her as much. I mean, when she wants to be seen, right? But makeup is usually soft, glowy skin, a little bit around the eyes. She doesn't do a whole bunch of big lashes and things like that. It's very natural, model-esque. Just am. With that, I could really connect and see how my looks translate, or how I can translate that feel through her. Another suggestion that I got for my looks was also J-Lo, which again, we aren't exactly the same skin tone. However, I love how she glams herself up, how she can be bold with her looks and her makeup. And she is a total like glamazon. I want that side too, or there are times where I want to express that. So with these smoky eyes and the bold red lips that Beyonce does not do, but what they both do is gorgeous glowing skin, because that is what your girl is about. I love gorgeous glowing skin, but within adjusting how I frame my eyes, maybe a softer definition of the lips, softer definition of the eyes. I got homegirl next door, she's chilling, she's woke up like this, here, I'm just am. And then when you have the J-Lo glam side, where your girl showed up, but the glowy skin still gives ethereal, I'm real, I'm natural, I just am. But the bold lips, the bold eyes say, I came here on purpose. I'm here with a plan. I am moving, and you better watch what you say to me and how you act around me because I am secure. I'm here. You know, having these two rough, I've been able to go through and really feel my own vibe, or really create the tone and the essence of how I want to be and how I want to be perceived. And in that day, in the moment, in the mood. So we can turn it down or we can tone it up. Figure out what that means for you. Go put together a couple of examples, a couple of pictures of looks that you really like and that resonates with you, and really stop and think and breathe and figure out what it says about you, and does this really truly represent who you want to be and show up in the world as? What message is this thing sending? Is this me? Is this real? Is this authentic? Or is this me playing into a character or a mask or a trend? Because all of that stuff is fleeting. That cannot be your signature. You can't make a trend your signature because that dies down. That goes away. But when we base it in truth, when we base it in authenticity, when you base it in you and what's real and what looks good for you and what's true to you, and you master the skills that work for you, then that is your signature. That is you, and people will see it and recognize it and love it as such. And then you'll never go out of style. You're never out of style. You're timeless. You're everything and all things that you came to be. Okay. And if some days you don't feel like that, use this as a moment to remind yourself to get up and get at it. Lipstick isn't everything, but sometimes it helps. It doesn't make the woman, but sometimes it helps. You're not what you look like, but sometimes getting a facial and getting your eyebrows done is just what the girls needed. So figure it out and give it to yourself, because you love you. I love you. Love yourself and give yourself what you need and love. And then as you continue to practice, it will only grow and blossom and become so much more, and all the things that you can wish and hope and be. But you can't become it. Well, you got to become it. You got to become it. You got to transition into it. You have to start being that person. You don't just wake up one day and be like, you jumped into a new body. You don't start habits it just doesn't work that way. You have to consciously start changing things. You have to consciously start building the habits of the person that you want to be. You do it. That didn't work. Oh, it did work. Okay.